gutted for the Croatian player, Eduardo.
Alex McLeish comes out in support of Martin Taylor in the aftermath of Eduardo's horrific injury. We've also spoken to a top surgeon about the extent of the Croatian's injury. He's put a time frame on how long it may take him to recover.
Also this hour, we'll round up the rest of the day's Premier League headlines and reflect on a momentous day for Tottenham.
He's the man with the touch. Juan Ramos is already planning to bring more silverware to Spurs. What's the secret of his success?
This hour, we'll hear from his assistant Gus Poyet on why the future is looking good at the Lane and why it will include Dimitar Berbatov.
Plus, why the Scotland forward who failed a dope test earlier this year will not be receiving a ban. But first, Alex McLeish has revealed that Martin Taylor is mentally shattered after breaking Eduardo's leg. The Birmingham manager says he's upset at the horrific injury but believes it was a tragic accident.
As soon as the ref branded the red card, I knew that then that the Arsenal players' horrified expressions, our players' horrified expressions right away, that it was a serious injury, and I think that that's why the ref reacted with the red card. I don't think it would have been the tackle itself. It was a must-time tackle, almost like a trip, although the Martin studs have made the impact with Eduardo's ankle, and it's a tragic injury for them.
What did you think of the tackle itself? When you saw Martin Taylor slide in that way, did you wince or did you?
No, I didn't. I do. You know, having played the game at a high level for 20 years, I used to go in for these challenges myself, and now when I actually watch a game of football, and I do wince at some of the challenges and think, goodness, I used to play like that, but I never even gave that challenge a moment's thought. Eduardo, I said, oh, the lads nicked it by Martin. Big Martin's dived in. Eduardo's too quick for him. Free kick, red card, horrific injury later, and all hell kicks off.
A lot of the commentators at the time seemed quite surprised initially when the red card was brandished. Were you surprised that Mike Dean sent him off?
Yeah, I was, and I think that the fact that you're saying that then tells the story itself, really, that you know, it was seen as just another normal tackle in a game of football where there is obviously contact, and unfortunately we've had tragic injuries like this in the past, and we'll get them again in the future.
Do you sense that the red card was perhaps only shown because of the seriousness of the injury then, rather than the seriousness of the challenge?
I think that's why it was produced, not in the tackle itself. But at the same time, you know, we're very disappointed about the player, and also we've had to rally around Martin Taylor because you know, he's mentally shattered by the whole experience, and I think the fact that he's had such magnificent support from people up and down the country and some phenomenal emails this morning, then it's helped Martin. It certainly helped him psychologically, because the big fella could have been damaged from this as well.
Was that tackle out of character for Martin Taylor? Well, he's made a total of 234 career appearances for Blackburn and Birmingham, plus loan spells at Darlington, Stockport and Norwich. Saturday's red card was the second of his career, but his first for nearly 8.5 years. In his whole career, Martin Taylor has received just 6 bookings. Impressive for a 6'4", 14-stone centre-half. It averages out at 1 booking every 39 matches. Well, let's take a look at what happened to Eduardo's left leg at the moment of impact. Well, the force of the challenge on his standing leg meant that his tibia and fibular bones ripped through the tissue and skin. This is called a double compound fracture. Because he was standing on the foot at the time of the break, the downward pressure caused his ankle to dislocate as well. The key to his recovery will depend on just how much damage has been done to the bones, but one medical expert says a full recovery is a strong possibility.
Most people we can get out of a cast within about 6 to 8 weeks, and even following that, then we have special boots called air cast boots, which people can remove. But I would hope that he wouldn't need to be in a plaster for more than 8 weeks. If it's a complex break which goes into the joint, then the prognosis is an awful lot worse. If it's a relatively simple break and the soft tissues heal without any complications, then he could be back within 6 months. If he has complications or it's a complex break itself, then it could be 12 months, and there is a small possibility that it could limit his career.
Well, several footballers have suffered compound fractures in the past. In 1996, Coventry's David Boost's career was ended after this collision left for the defender with a compound fracture of both the tibia and fibula. In 2004, Liverpool striker Djibril Cissé fractured his tibia and fibula against Blackburn, but the French international was back playing after 5 months out. And in 2006, Manchester United's Alan Smith was out for 7 months after breaking his left leg and dislocating his ankle in a match against Liverpool.
Disturbing to see all those injuries, isn't it? Sorry about that. Nicholas Bentner's been having his say on this as well. He is, of course, a former Birmingham teammate of Martin Taylor and was involved for Arsenal at the weekend in that game as well. And he's been talking about the incidents, and he says that the referee had no decision but to send Martin off due to being at Birmingham. I know Martin is not a player like this, but given what happened, you can't say it was anything other than a red card. Eduardo's a strong character and a good person. He's done really well at Arsenal, and I hope he'll be back as quickly as possible. He's still unhappy about some of the decisions, though, that went against them.
No, absolutely. He went on to say it was a terrible day because of all the things that happened, the injury and the decisions, he said, were down because the decision had an effect on the title race. When you lose points because of a mistake from the referee and not because of the way you play, then it's even worse. But Nicholas Bentner stressing that the tackle was not malicious and has urged Arsenal to move on from what he calls a costly weekend.
We've had lots of reaction today, of course, to the big day for Spurs yesterday, winning the Carling Cup final. Juande Ramos getting his hands on his first piece